But what's going on, man? Can everybody hear me? It's not thunderstorming today, so we should be good today. But yeah, RIP to the intro, man. YouTube is about to just be getting on my nerves for like the next week. I ain't gonna lie. But I'm gonna wait till like 1 minute, 1 to 2 minutes, and then we're gonna get started. So today we're gonna be talking about aggressive entries, and obviously right here on the screen we got 2 losses with aggressive entries. So I really want to put this in people's heads because everybody want to get in and get a big RR, bro, but you got to understand what comes with getting in aggressive. So we just got to talk about that before we go through all these examples of when I would get in aggressive and when I wouldn't. But yeah, I'm just gonna wait 1 minute and see if some more people get in, and then we're gonna get started. Yeah. And I did get a couple more questions. Like somebody asked me, can you show me some more examples of taking 1 hour sit-ups and scaling down to the 5? And yeah, I saw the questions about when buying high and selling low. Like, yeah, we're gonna go over that as well. So, all right, looks like people are busy on Saturday. So this is recorded. So if you're not on here, you can watch this later. All right, so before I get started, I want you to really look at these 2 setups right here. These 2 setups right here, you lost. Like flat out, I really want to put this in people's heads. Like getting in aggressive, your winning rate will drop. Let me say that one more time. Getting in aggressive, your win rate will drop. However, your risk to reward will go up. Okay, so let me say that. Your risk to reward will go up. Your win rate will go down. I just wanted to say that because yes, getting in, you getting a sniper entry, but it's not going to hit all the time. It's not going to hit. I can't even stress how many times getting in, like with the break of the candle, have saved me so much. Like not getting in, like right there at the zone, like that have saved me so much. So I really want to put that in your head before we get started. It was like, if you want to get in aggressive every single time, understand that you will not win every single time. But this is the thing. If you're getting aggressive, do not go for a 1-to-1 RR. Go for like a 1-to-3, 1-to-2 minimum. Because if you just want to strictly just go in aggressive, bro, you gonna be losing, bro. Like these are not gonna hold every single time. So I just wanted to say that. So we're gonna go through. I got some setups on EU that I want to show y'all, and some setups on US30 as far as these supply and demand setups that we get in aggressive. Oh, and another thing, I want to say this. This is only for the supply and demand setups that have gaps. I'm not talking about the low probability, the ones that don't have no gaps. I'm talking about the ones that have gaps. Okay, I just want to make that super clear. Now let's go through some setups because I got like it's like a little criteria that I look for when I'm considering getting in aggressive. So let's just go through some setups and then I'm gonna just break those down. Okay, so right here. In fact, I'm gonna have to take that off. Okay, so right here. Now, if I'm looking at this, yes, this was a winner. Like, yes, we have a gap right here. Let me put an arrow on it. Yes, we have a gap right here. It literally tapped into it and it was a dub. Will I get in this aggressive with confidence? Absolutely not. Why? Because on the entry time frame, I would like to go away from the 200 EMA. I like to go with the trend. This is a reversal demand. This is a reversal. And yes, like this is a huge win. But will I really be confident to get in on a buy literally right here and put my stop loss underneath the zone? Absolutely not. I'm not gonna lie to nobody on here. I will not get in aggressive right here. I will wait for the break of the candle because this is not going with the trend. There is no trend right here. We're going up and down. We don't really know what's the overall trend. So these type of demands right here, that's like a reversal. Me personally, I am not getting in aggressive. Okay. So this is just an example of me. Like I would get in this conservatively, but not like just off rip buying at the zone. Absolutely not. I would not do that. We're gonna go over the homework. Yeah, we can go over the homework at the end, but I really want to talk about this aggressive buying, aggressive selling, these entries. real quick though. I ain't gonna lie, but yeah, we can get through that at the end. Okay. Now, the same thing here. Yes, this hit. Yes, this hit it, but I will only get in this on the break of the candle because yes, we have a break of structure. Let me take these EMAs off. We have a break of structure, like it's breaking these highs and then it tapped into that zone. But me personally, I'm not gonna take the aggressive entries when we are going towards the 200. Yes, there's one, but me personally, I'm telling you, like when I consider aggressive entries, I'm not going to take something that's counter trend. Like that's just something I'm just not going to do. Okay, now when it comes to something like this one right here, I'm going to take this one. Why would I take this one aggressively? Because, okay, we're right there at the 200. We're close to the 200 too, by the way. So the trend is just starting. Like it's literally just starting. We have a break of structure. That's a bonus. Another thing that I look for is how big is my zone? Okay, how much am I risking when I do get in aggressive? Okay, so say if I want to get in aggressive on this move, I need to know how big is my zone off rip. So if my zone 3 pips, I'm taking that risk. It's only 3 pips. That's what I did. What was that, Monday on all USD? I got in aggressive, but my stop loss was only 3 pips. I'm willing to risk 3 pips. So say if NAS 100, it have a break of structure, it's going with the trend, etc. Measure the box. How big is the box? Because that's going to be a risk because we're going to put our stop loss above the zone. So if you're not willing to lose on a NAS setup that's 30, 40 pips, don't get in aggressive. You get what I'm saying? Like if your zone is huge, don't get in aggressive. We want our zones to be small. We don't want them to be big when we're considering getting in aggressive because at the end of the day, your win rate will drop. So if your win rate will drop, it's better to take the zones that's smaller where you're only risking a little bit to have a bigger reward, if that makes sense. So if I'm getting in on a 3 pip stop loss, I can easily catch 9 pips, and that's a 1 to 3R very easily. So if you just constantly taking aggressive entries, understand that your RR got to be on point. You can't just be trying to close at 1 to 1. No, because you're going to be losing. You're going to be in the red at the end of the week. So right here, this got a break of structure. We're going away from the 200. The trend haven't been moving as much because we just came from an uptrend. So we're just now starting a temporary downtrend. I'm taking this. Okay. And I'm only risking 3 pips. I'm taking this. Now, this right here, this middle one right here, I don't know if I will take this because we're above the 200. It's not really going with the trend and we are breaking structure to the upside. So I probably wouldn't take this, to be honest, but I would take this one off rip. Okay. So I hope that this is making sense. Like when you have your zone, please count the pips that's in your zone. Okay. Don't just be okay, this is the zone, I'm just going to take it. Like, bro. Okay, bro. I just know like somebody's going to get greedy and they're going to be like, damn, I wish I would have got in aggressive. And then they stop loss going to keep getting hit because they're taking all the setups that's presenting itself and getting in aggressive. The 200 is the white line. Yep. The 200 white line. Yep. Okay, let's go to the next setup. Go to the next setup. Okay. This is something else that I know somebody's going to do. Like, I really got to just stress this aggressive entry stuff. This right here, we have aggressive buying come out this area, but then say if you got in aggressive right here, you instantly lost, instantly. But we're going against the 200. Like I said on the previous setups that I just showed, yes, they may win going like, I guess, counter trend or like a reversal, but I'm always going to go with the trend every single time on my entry time frame, okay? This week, I was passing up on a lot of setups because the EMAs wasn't lining up with my time, with my my entry. So if I'm taking a demand, why is all the EMAs at the top? I'm just going to pass that up. Like all USD was doing that. I think GJ did that on Friday. I'm just like, no, I'm passing it up because all the EMAs are sitting at the top, which means this is a downtrend. Okay, so right here, this demand right here, it got a gap, it got aggressive buying. And as soon as you would have bought, you lost. You lost. And now you just pissed off, like, what's going on? This shit don't work. Bro, go with the trend. Always go away from the 200 if you're trying to get in aggressive, bro. Always, bro. I just want to emphasize that. This is going to be a really important webinar. I ain't going to lie, because I know people are going to want to go get in aggressive, but bro, you just got to be careful, man. Okay, so right here, we have a demand right here. Now, before it comes back into that zone, you need to already know how much you about to risk. So this setup right here is 10 pips. So understand, if your stop loss is 10 pips off rip, you need to be aiming for 20 pips minimum. Okay, 1 or 2 minimum, like without a doubt. If I had a 50 color chain SMA, do I need the 200? I mean, those are 2 different moving averages, like the 50 SMA and the 200 EMA, like that's just 2 different moving averages. No cap, I ain't been LeBron since March. I have to come and see this. No, facts. No, this is definitely important, because like some setups, it's like, damn, I need to get in aggressive. But this is the thing, especially with that NAS 100 trade that what was that? I think it was Thursday. Y'all stop loss, that the people that took the break of the candle on Thursday, your stop loss was 70 pips. It was almost 70 pips. That's just like, no, like we pass up on setups too. Like, I hope y'all know that just because the setup is there, you still need to, does it make sense? Do I really want a 70 pip stop loss? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got in aggressive, but the people that got in the break of the candle, it was 70 pips. No, sir. No, sir. What are the other 2 EMAs you have on the chart? Okay, so the red one is the 50 SMA. The white one is the 200 EMA, and this blue one is the 13 EMA. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so right here on this demand right here, your stop loss, like I said, is 10 pips. You need to be aiming for 20 pips minimum, okay? If you want to get in aggressive. I don't recommend one-on-one getting in on these aggressive entries. Don't go for the one-on-one, 1 or 2 minimum. So you should at least aim for 20 pips right here, but you have to accept your risk based on how big your zone is, okay? Because we don't know really where to put our stop loss other than underneath the zone or above the zone. So I just want to just say that, but this is something that just looks good. Like, we got all the EMAs at the bottom. We're breaking structures to the upside constantly. Take the buy with confidence and live with the results, because even this is the thing. Even if your zone is small, you got to break a structure. It's pushing up momentum. It may come into your zone and blast right through it. You have to accept the risk of getting aggressive. Facts. That's why I don't do it all the time. I'm not going to keep trading aggressive every single setup. I just won't do that. But if I see that something is looking super good, I got aggressive bonds, break a structure, no news going on, I'm just going to take it. I'm going to take it regardless. Let's go to the next setup. Okay, now let's look at these 2 setups right here. Now it's an X on one of them and it's a check on the other one. Look how beautiful this one is that didn't work out. And then look at this one. These are 2 completely different setups. Okay. Let's go to the line chart so we can see where the structure is being broken. So they both have a break of structure. Let me go put the line on. This is a low that's being broken. This is a low that's being broken. They both have a break of structure. But if you go to the candlesticks and you look at the EMAs, when this came back into the zone, it was cutting right through the middle of the candles. But then when it came back to this zone, we are already underneath the 200. I hope this is making sense. Like, the location of where you're taking your supply and demand setup matters. And that's why we're going to talk about buying high and selling low, because sometimes you may see a supply like real low, but the trend has been going on for too long. Like, that's just super dangerous. Like, we're already at the end of the trend. And most of the time when you're taking a supply setup at the end of a trend, most of the time that is a higher time frame demand approaching. Okay, I got a whole setup on that on GJ that I'm gonna break down. But most of the time when the trend's already breaking structure to the downside, we've been trending down for so long, it's really headed towards a higher time frame demand to go back up. And that's when we get caught in reversals and then it just keep going up. So just pay close attention to the beginning of New York and see if we're already at a higher time frame or are we approaching a higher time frame demand or supply for reversal, because those are when you will see like a demand that's super high and you'd be like, damn, why this was a loser? But then it ended up being a higher time frame supply or something like that. But yeah, so back to this. So right here, this didn't work out. Now, yes, this is a support setup or AKA a liquidity grab that you could have caught. But the EMAs is just, as far as getting in aggressive, I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. Like, I'm just not doing that because the EMAs is just not all lined up. Now, when it's lined up like this, we got a breaker structure. It comes back into the zone. Even if it come back to the zone that second time. Now, if it come back to that zone the second time, I'm definitely not getting aggressive. Okay, so this one, I would get an aggressive right here. But if it come back again, no, sir, I'll wait for the break of the candle because I don't know if it's going to hold. This can hold for that first tap, but that second tap can just blast right through it. So with that being said, if it tapped my zone twice, I'm going to get in on the break of the candle that second time, not that first time. I'm not going to lie. So when structure is being broken, we wait for the aggressive buy or sell. Wait for the pullback. Yeah. So like right here, we see that these two candles right here is aggressive selling. They come back into that zone. We'll be selling right there if you want to get in aggressive, just like that. So you sell as soon as they hit the zone and place your stop loss above the zone. Exactly. Or you can do something that's super high risk that sometimes I do, I'm not gonna lie. You can wait until it get into that zone and just wait for it to reject a little bit. Because say if, let me, I ain't gonna put on replay mode. So say if this green candle is fully green. Let me take this. This green candle was fully green up here. You in some heat. Like you're literally sitting in some heat right here. So say if you did get in as soon as you touch the zone and you sold, and your stop loss is 5 pips. So understand your risk before you get in. Your stop loss is 5 pips. And it's going up, almost about to hit your stop loss. Now, this is the thing when it comes to stop losses. The broker would do some bullshit. Okay, it would do like some manipulation stuff where they'll widen up the stop loss. I mean, not widen up the stop loss, but widen the spread and get you out of the trade. You get what I'm saying? So they would literally do stuff like that. So you have to be careful when you're putting your stop loss above the zone. And it's just like, this is fully green and it's about to touch your stop loss. They would literally widen up the spread, knock you out, and then go and sell. So you just have to be super, super careful. But that's really all that it is. It's just aggressive selling. We got to break a structure. We're going with the trend with the 200 and we're getting in for the sell. And also, if you're not comfortable with putting your stop loss above the zone, you can do a little bit wider, but understand we're always going for a 1 to 2 when it comes to getting in aggressive. 1 to 2, 1 to 3 or more. Okay. We're not doing 1 to 1 if we're getting in aggressive. Like that NASH trade that I took, I closed at 1 to 3, like straight up, because my stop loss, I think it was a little bit over, I'm not sure. I think it was like 25 pips or something like that, but I wasn't getting out at 1 to 1. More often than not, you will pass on the second entry completely as it's weaker than the first. What you pass? Oh yeah, I would probably pass on the second entry for sure. Or I get in on the break of the candle. But yeah, I just want to just break these two setups down. Like this is a supply that just got blasted through, you instantly lost, and then we have one right here that just following all the rules. Okay. Not sure if you already went over it, but what if price is under the 200 EMA on the 1 hour and over the 200 EMA on the 5 minutes? So basically you're saying we are on a downtrend on the 1 hour, but it looked like an uptrend on the 200. I mean, not the 200, but the 5 minute. So if it's something like that, I'm just going to wait for a breaker structure or another setup to go in the same direction as the 1 hour. So if we are temporary on the uptrend on the 5 minute, but I know that the 1 hour is a downtrend, I'm going to wait until I get a breaker structure to go in the same direction as the 5 minute. Don't get me wrong. You can still take a counter trend move if the higher time frame is on the downtrend, you see a demand, you could take it, but we just know that this is just short-lived. Like we should just scout this and get out. Don't try to hold this long-term. Don't try to go for a big RR because we know the overall trend is down. So just wanted to say that. But I will feel more safer if I get a breakout structure going in the same direction as the 1 hour. Okay. 13 EMA, 50 SMA, and 200 EMA. Okay, let's go to the next setup. Now let's look at this one. Now, why do I have X right here? I'm gonna take the EMAs off and I'm gonna go to line chart. Everything line up. Like we gotta break a structure right here, like break a structure. You know what I'm saying? But why would I not get in this aggressive? Like I would not get in this aggressive. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would take the break of the candle, but I would not get in this aggressive. It's because what is the trend? Like everything is just It's bunched up. I'm not taking this aggressive. Even if we got to break a structure, why is the EMAs not lining up? So with that being said, I would take this setup with the break of the candle. Okay, everything got to line up with me getting aggressive. I'm not gonna lie, like everything got to line up. I'm not hopping in if everything not lining up. Like I can show y'all that Nash trade. All the EMAs was lined up. It was bouncing off the 200. Like everything was lined up. Okay, I'm like, boom. Let me just take this. You know what I'm saying? But this right here, absolutely not. Like, no sir. I'll take the break of the candle, but I'm not gonna get in just off rip, just selling right there at the zone. No sir, I'm not. Okay. Okay. Now this is one thing I did want to show y'all. Now, this is actually this is the power of getting in aggressive and understanding that you need to get, risk, not risk, but your reward have to be different from your risk. So say if you got in at the zone, your stop loss is 3 pips. Okay, your stop loss is 3 pips. You could have grabbed at least 10 pips before you lost. And that's still a 1 or 2 RR. You get what I'm saying? So just because something plays out like this doesn't mean that you can't make no money off of this. So right here, we got aggressive selling coming out of this area. It came back into that zone. You sold. You was willing to lose 3 pips. I mean, who not willing to lose 3 pips? Like that's, how much is that for me? That's like $300 because I entered 3 lots. So that's $300. $300 to make $3,000. Because I'm, no. If it's 10 pips, yeah, $3,000. If I'm entering 30 lots, yes. No, so that'd be 900. Yeah, that'd be 900. So with that being said, no, like you can still get money out of these small moves, but understand like I will close at least 1 to 2, move my stop loss to break even, or 1 to 3. Really 1 to 2, because at the end of the day, we don't know if it's going to go for 1 to 3. We just don't know that. But even on this move, you still could have made some money. I just want to just emphasize that. Just because this was end up going reversing, you still could have made some money off of this. Okay. When there is a big push like that, are you looking at the previous trend to mark up supply and demand? What do you mean by previous trend? Not really understanding that. I know you don't take entries off the 15-minute time frame, but have you ever back tested the 15-minute time frame? Yeah. Oh no, yeah. 15-minute supply and demand, they're just way more cleaner. They're less often, but they're just super cleaner. I'm not gonna lie, like they're super clean. How do you use a fixed lot risk as opposed to percentage? Just have a fixed lot size. You know what I'm saying? Just understand how many pips you're risking. You feel what I'm saying? So on this scenario right here, if I'm risking 3 pips, let's just say 4. I'm gonna just say 4. Say if I'm risking 4 pips and on Forex Pairs, I enter 10 lots 3 times. So that would be $400 per loss. So that'd be a $1,200 risk. But if I'm aiming for, say if I'm aiming for 8 pips, okay, that's a 1 to 2. That's 1 to 2. That's $800 per entry. And so 800 times 3, that's 2,400. I'm risking 2,400 to make, no, I'm not risking 2,400. I'm risking, 1,200 to make 2,400. Okay, so that's all I'm doing as far as Forex Pairs, like fixed lot size, and same thing for NAS 100. It's fixed lot size. I enter 9 lots with NAS, and SPX I enter 6 lots per entry. But I'm really not understanding what was your question as far as Sierra question. When there is a big push up like that, are you looking at the previous trend to mark up your supply and demand zone? I'm not really understanding that. It was in a downtrend before it pushed up. Are you looking for a downtrend to mark up your aggressive selling to get to the zone? Yes. Okay. Yes, I am. But like when something like this happens, like where they just shoot up, like I'm not gonna, like, after that, that's really it for me. You said, do I always do it like that? Yeah, I'm always gonna go with the trend until I see a break of structure. Then I'm probably gonna look for something else. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you risk in percentages? That's just by choice, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I don't want to risk in percentages. That's just how I risk my account. How aggressive does the buy and sell have to be for you to consider taking? Oh, okay, that's a good question. So when I'm looking for, because it's another setup. Let me find it. Let me find it. That's a good question. I'm glad you just asked that. I'm glad you just asked that. Let me go on US 30. Okay, now it's a lot of setups right here. There's a lot of setups right here. But these are the ones that I like to sell aggressively. Like this, you're not going to get this every single day. This candle right here, I'm taking EMAs off. You're not going to get this type of candle every single day, but you see it, it's like it's pushing with momentum. You feel what I'm saying? You could look at that Nash trade, like it had a aggressive buying with that demand and supply. It was like so much selling pressure coming from that area. That's where I would sell aggressive. You get what I'm saying? This right here, these both, this one right here, this supply, aggressive selling, and then you could have made something out of that little, risking 21 pips to make 90 pips, something like that. I need like super aggressive selling and super aggressive buying, like consecutive candles, like type stuff. But let me take this off, because even this is the thing. That's why I said, like, you got to be okay with losing if you want to keep getting aggressive. Even when you do get something like that, we got a consecutive selling, get into that zone, say we sold, we instantly lost. Instantly lost. What can you do? That's why I said you need to go for a bigger RR, because your win rate will drop automatically. Like, it's without a doubt. I already backtested this stuff. I'm like, okay, that's why I have the break of the candle as an entry, because that just gives me more confirmation. It's pros and cons to both at the end of the day. You get in aggressive, you may get a 1 to 5, 1 to 4 risk reward, but you just lost 2 before you got that. Or you can get in conservative and just try to get for a bigger RR, or close at 1 to 1, move your stop loss break even, and try to collect as much as you can. It's just 2 choices, but they both have pros and cons, like both of them. For example, GU that we were waiting on Friday, that only pulled back to that baby supply on the top. Okay, so yeah, the one that was on GU on Friday, no, I'm getting in on a break of the candle off rip. That's not something that I would get in just aggressive, just sell it. Like, no. Friday was just one of them days, to be honest. We're going to have days like that just act weird. Yeah, it was just dropping, no pullback. That was the craziest day. Like, it was just no pullback. It was just dropping. I'm just like, okay, I'm not about to be sitting here all damn day. Okay, all right. But yeah, so you see how this have aggressive selling right here. And I mean, this one had aggressive selling, and this had aggressive selling. We had 2 dubs. So this one right here, say if you got in aggressive right there at the zone. And this is US 30, but I'm just showing this as an example. So the first thing I'm going to do is measure my zone. The smaller the zone, the better off rip. I'm only risking about 26 pips on US 30. That's actually great. I'm not going to lie, because US 30 moved crazy. So I'm risking 26 pips. Minimum 1 to 2. I'm not doing 1 to 1. 1 to 2 minimum, because we are already getting in at a sniper area. So right there, that's 1 to 2. Now you can always try to aim for some more gaps, like over here, like these type of gaps that's right there. That could be a 1 to 5. But at the end of the day, like, you have to accept how big your zone is and accept that risk. You just have to. I'm not gonna lie. When you buy and sell at the zone, and you wait for the break of the candle, not aggressive, is that the break of the body or the break of the wick? The break of the wick. Okay, so whatever this candle is right here, is going to be the wick. Even if this don't even have a wick, we're going to use the body. But it's always tap, then the very next break. So it's really, actually, it's this one, actually. So as soon as the tap is on, take the next break. Like, that's really what it is when it comes to getting in conservative. When you get in chance, can you identify new swing highs, new swing lows to determine the strong, weak swings? I mean, I talked about this before, as far as like swing highs and swing lows. use the line chart. Okay, I was just talking to somebody yesterday about that. Use the line chart. The line chart will not lie to you. Sometimes it may be a lot of too much noise when it comes to just looking at candlesticks. Put the line chart on. When you put the line chart on, it's not going to lie to you. Do you only get in if the zone is tapped, aggressive, or not? I notice that sometimes the setup goes through, but doesn't tap the zone. Hold on, what you mean by go through, but doesn't tap the zone? I'm confused on that. I like taking it on that first tap. It's just that simple. The first tap, I'm taking it. Now, when it comes to getting aggressive, I'm only taking that first tap. I'm not, if it taps that second time, I'm not getting in aggressive. I'm not getting aggressive. I'm not. I'm gonna wait for the break of the candle. So you getting in on the second red candle. Yeah. So right here, it tapped the green candle, tapped the zone. Then it started going away. As soon as it break the low of this candle right here, I'm getting in for the sale, and my stop loss will be right here above the swing. That's if I'm getting in conservative. If I'm getting in aggressive, my stop loss is going to be above the zone. But again, sometimes I do risky stuff. That's why I'll be doing stuff that's like I don't really recommend y'all to do, because it's just high risk stuff that I'm just comfortable with. Sometimes when I get in aggressive, I wait for it to reject just a little bit. Then I get in for a sale and put my stop loss above the swing, not the zone, above the swing. That's super high risk. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be getting burned sometimes doing stuff like that. So I don't really recommend y'all to do stuff like that. I forgot the time zone difference. I'm so late, but did you go over the questions I sent? What was the question? Because some of y'all had the same questions. Okay, so let's just go to this the next example. Go to the next example. Okay. Now, why did I put an X right here? And look at what happened right here. So you sold Lily right here. It went through your zone. That's just the con of getting in aggressive. You lost and then it dropped. I think this was news, if I'm wrong. Yeah, I think this was news. This is 8:30. I believe this is news. But just say if this wasn't news. You lost and it dropped. That's going to happen, bro. But right here, this one right here, this one have a breaker structure. This one have a breaker structure. This low right here just got broken. And it finally comes back to it. When it finally comes back to it, and I'm looking at the EMAs, me personally, I'm not going to get in aggressive. I'm going to get in conservative. Why? Because for one, we got a good candle. We got a good candle as it closed. This red candle closed. Okay, I can put my stop loss really right here. And I'm getting in right here. But another thing that I really like about this is that, well, not like about this, that I dislike about it as far as getting aggressive is this whole zone is 56 pips. That's why I say measure how big your zone is. If the zone is 56 pips, you're risking 56 pips on US 30. No, sir. No, sir. It's just a no for me. If the candle tap and it's a big candle, would you do a break of the break of the zone? So are you saying basically, say if, I'm gonna do replay mode. Say if your candle come into the zone like this, will I get in aggressive? Is that what you're saying? Would I just start selling? Okay. If I'm looking at this, no. Just because based off the EMAs, I'm not gonna lie. Now, say if I was below the 200, I probably would. But the location just matters. I'm not gonna lie. Like when you get in some supplies, like right here, this supply right here, yes, you won a little bit, but you so far away from the 200, it's bound for a reversal. And what do? They give you a little bit. Like, yes, you could take a little bit of that in this US 30. So you can very much take the break of the candle right there for 60 pips or get in aggressive, but you're selling low. You're selling low. So with that being said, I would just, well, especially for this example right here, I'm just gonna wait for the break of the candle because we're about a 200. But like when I'm selling low right here, I'm definitely just scalping this to get out. I'm not expecting for it to do something like this because realistically, let's be real. Is the market always gonna do something like this? Come to my zone, and just do like that. Does that even look real? Because Forex, like, it just don't even be doing stuff like that. Like, unless it's just trending super hard or some news drop or something like that. But other than that, like, it's not just gonna just keep dropping like that. I'm literally talking about that right now. I'm literally talking about that right now. How do you know when to get in aggressive? That's literally what I'm talking about right now. Did you just come in, bro? I think you just came in because I just been talking about this. So you prefer to sell closer to 200? Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. No cap. Absolutely. Okay, let's go to the next setup. Okay, now that's actually it. Far as let's go to EU. Go to EU, and let's find some setups with some setups I just marked up. Okay, so I just wanted y'all to write this stuff down. Does my setup, like, this is just like what I look for as far as getting aggressive. Does my setup have a break of structure? Am I close to the 200? Okay. How much am I risking according to the size of my zone? Okay. Because like all USD, Euro USD, USD JPY, your stop loss is gonna be super tight for the simple fact that your zone may be 4 pips, 2 pips, 3 pips. I'm willing to lose that any day. That ain't nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm only risking 2, 3 pips, 4 pips. Now, when it comes to like GU or GJ, that may be a little bit more. But at the end of the day, we gotta go get a 1 or 2 or more. Risk reward 1 or 2 or more. Do not go for 1-on-1, bro, because you're just not gonna win all those trades. So you have to cover some of those losses with the bigger RRs. That's just how it goes when it comes to getting in aggressive. I don't think. Do I have some more? I know I have some more marked up, but oh yeah, I think that was it. Oh no, I do want to talk about this one. Don't do stuff like this. This right here. No. Like, yes, this was aggressive buying, but it's a no. And then you run into stuff like this, where this is also a supply right there. And we're going away from the 200. You see how we're close to the 200 and it hit. I would take this right here. I wouldn't take this demand. So when it comes to trying to catch reversals and counter trending, bro, no, sir. It's just a no. Like, don't try to go counter trend getting in aggressive. You're gonna lose, bro. You're gonna lose. Did that supply have a break of structure? Let's go to the line chart and see. Take these EMAs off. Okay, this is a swing low right here. Absolutely. That low right there got broken to make that move even happen. Hey Doyle, I don't know if you talked about it, but how to define when to place a stop loss. Okay, so when it comes to placing a stop loss, it depends on, first of all, how are you entering the trade? Are you getting in on a break of candle, or are you getting in just right there at the zone? If you're getting in at like right there at the zone, your stop loss, okay, you get in at the break of the candle. Okay, if you're getting in on the break of the candle, the first candle that taps the zone, well, the highest point on the supply is your stop loss. So it really depends on the structure of what candles they're giving you in your zone. But after it breaks the candle, the highest swing high on supply, that would be your stop loss. Okay, so let me take this off. I know some people, I mean, this is just how I do it. Some people don't care about that. They don't put their stop loss where they want to put it at. This is just what I'm going to do. So this supply right here, as soon as it tap that zone and it breaks, here's my line. It breaks right here, boom. I'm going to put my stop loss above the green candle, and I'm going to aim for my my target. That's it. That's literally it. The swing high. What is the highest point in the box once they came back to it? Okay. Now, I do want to talk, show y'all 2 examples, because somebody did ask me, bro, can you go over a 1-hour setup, scale down to the 5-minute? What does that look like? Okay. What if it's multiple candles? If it's multiple candles, I'm just gonna find another setup and I'm just show you. If it's multiple candles. And we talking about just the break of the candle. We just talking about the break of the candle. Let me find one. Okay, I think this is one right here. Yeah, that's well, I think. Let me see. I think it's tapped. I'm gonna be real. Let me find one. I mean, but it's really simple. I'm gonna be real. Like it's just super simple. As soon as you tap your zone, you take the next break, put your stop loss underneath the zone that's being tapped into. Okay, let me just go to NAS. This wifey right here. Okay. Okay, right here. The trade that we took and I got in aggressive. So soon as it taps your zone, like if you're taking the break of the candle, as soon as it taps your zone, once it breaks, the very next break, this is the very next break, boom, that would be the very next break. Your stop loss will go where it's the lowest swing low in your zone. So right here, we don't see none of this when we're getting in. Like when we're getting in, we don't see none of that stuff that happened afterwards. It tap your zone, break, stop loss go underneath the swing. Same thing for our supply. It will come back into your zone, take the next break, stop loss go above the swing. That's all that you're doing. And you can look at all the trades that I took and you can see like where my stop loss is at. So it can make sense. I mean, like when price dancing around. Yeah. Like even if it does this, say if it didn't do this. Say if it didn't just wick the box and it did something like this. You'll take that break and your stop loss will go underneath that zone right there. The next break, your stop loss underneath. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Now let me go through and show y'all these two setups, and then I'm just gonna be taking questions for the rest because I do want to answer that because again, we just don't get these setups every single day. Most of the time that we're trading 5-minute setups. I mean, besides like Chrissy, you know, she be on a 1 minute, but other than that, like we're taking setups on a 5 minute. Again, you can take these setups on a 15 minute. You can back test getting in aggressive on a 15 minute. See what is the win rate. I don't trade the 15 minute like that. I'm on the 5, but this stuff happen on all time frames. So if you just don't like the 5 minute, you're like, okay, I don't know which candle to trust. Go to the 15 minute. You're gonna get less setups, but they're gonna hit more. You know what I'm saying? So let's go through this 1 hour setup and just scaling down. Okay, so right here, this would be New York session. The little light shaded area, that's New York session. Now, if we are already in a 1 hour supply zone on a 1 hour and we're trying to find an entry, I would try to find a way to make my zone smaller. It's only two things you can do. Make your zone smaller by scaling down each time frame to make your zone smaller, or wait until you see another identical setup on a 5-minute chart. Okay, I talked about this before, but we're just going over it again because people still like, you know, it's just new people, so it's all good. So that was a 5-minute supply zone. I mean, a 1 hour supply zone. So the goal is to make the zone smaller, but we have to pay attention to the gaps. If you don't understand gaps, you're going to be completely lost. Okay, so please watch that webinar about gaps before you start getting lost on what I'm about to do. So on a 1 hour, again, this was a 1 hour supply. Literally, that left the gap. It didn't tap with that wick, then it finally taps. Okay, so the goal is to make this zone a little bit smaller. So we're looking for, this is what we're looking at. This is the price action that we can go off of on a 15-minute chart. We're looking to the right-hand side of price to make the zone smaller. Okay, we're trying to make the zone smaller. So if I look at these candles right here, the only thing that I can really do, I'm looking at this candle, I can make this go a little smaller. That's it. That's literally it. That's all you can do, because this candle got tapped into, this candle got tapped into, everything else don't matter. We can go back to the 1 hour chart and we're still focused on this candle, because once they left that area the first time, that's where the gap was at. So let's go back to the 15 minute. And all we can really do is make that just a little bit smaller based off of this candle right here. Now let's go to the 5 minute. Now, again, we're still looking in this area to make the zone smaller. So, okay, right here, that candle right there left a gap, but the goal is to have the highest supply inside of your 1 hour supply. You get what I'm saying? So since we're on a 5 minute, we're trying to go for the highest gap that's at the top. So if I'm looking at this, we have a small, tiny gap literally right there. That's why I said you have to master gaps. If you don't understand gaps, you're just not gonna know why certain people are having their zones small and it's just super precise. But that was a gap that that we could make it smaller, but we have one all the way up here. And if I make this zone all the way small like that, and I look at the little smidge of the gap, which was right here from here to here, that was the imbalance in the market. And what do? They literally tap right into it and drop. Literally. Now, I know some of y'all about to ask me, would you get in aggressive on this? Let's look at the EMAs. The EMAs got to make sense to me for me to get in aggressive. So let's look at the EMA. No. It's just a flat no. For me, now don't get me wrong, some of y'all may still like, no, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take the aggressive entries when I got the 1 hour and the 15 in confluence. That's what you want to do. I'm not preaching that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not preaching that. I got a whole video on how to use the VIX and the DXY. You gotta catch up on the webinars, bro. Like I talk about how to use DXY with EU and VIX is for NAS 100. Like I have a whole webinar on that, bro. Like no cap. Like you gotta watch it. Like you just gotta watch it, bro. But right here, I won't get in aggressive because like I don't really know what the trend is on the entry time frame. So with the entry time frame looking like this, no, sir. But this is just an example of me scaling down from, well, this is a 1 hour setup. I scaled down to the 15 minute, made the zone a little bit smaller, but the 5 minute had a supply that was sitting all the way at the top that was super, super small. But the only reason I could see something like this is because it was a 1 hour setup. So now this is the thing. Say if you're not comfortable taking that first break. Say if you're not comfortable taking that first break. There's another supply that's holding right here. Literally right here is holding. So say if you miss that first break, you can take that one and take that next break. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't think this EMA, I'm sorry, I don't think this EMA is available. Like people saying I can't get it, but all it is just 13 EMA, the 50 SMA, and the 200 EMA. But like somebody made this indicator for me a few years ago, and I guess he just didn't make it public or not. So when you back test, you start with the 1 hour, then work your way down. If I'm trying to back test when I see on multiple time frame confluences, that's when I start from the 1 hour and work my way down. Because again, this whole week we didn't see no higher time frame, 1 hour, 15 minute, 5 minute supply. But when I back test, first I'm back testing just 5 minute setups. Okay. Then I'm back testing when I see different time frames lining up. Okay. So those are two different types of back testing. Okay. Because again, we're not going to get this every single day. We're just not going to get this every single day. You said, I think you can send code for it. It don't have a code. They just don't make this anymore. It's the same thing far as the trading sessions. They don't make the indicator anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like you can type it in, it's just not there. Would you hop in to all three supplies that's set up? I would either, if I missed that first break off of that one, I would probably take this one right here on that next break because I still know that I'm on a 1 hour setup. But the third one, a third supply setup. No, I'm trying to get in right here for sure. That's where I'm trying to get in at. Okay, let's go to this UJ setup. Okay. Now, look how beautiful this is. Okay. This is like gorgeous. But the goal is to scale down to the 5 minute. So with that being said, That being said, this is a 1 hour supply. We got super aggressive selling, and the gap is literally right there on that candle, and it tapped into it in New York session. Okay. So it tapped into it in New York session. So the goal is to scale down, go to the 15-minute, see if you can make your zone smaller, go to the 5-minute, see if you make a zone smaller. Or if you're not rocking with none of that, wait until you see a 5-minute supply setup happening after it taps the zone. Okay. We don't want a supply setup if it never tapped the zone first. So let's go to the 15-minute chart, and we're going to focus on this area right there on the 15-minute chart, because we're trying to make this zone a little bit smaller so we can get precise. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. Okay. And we're focused on this area right there. Okay. So if I'm looking at this area, I can make my zone. Let me take this off. Remember, when it comes to looking at gaps, we're looking to the right-hand side of price always, always. So if I'm looking right here, that candle is very important right there, because if you look to the right-hand side of it, this candle left the gap. So I will make my zone smaller, just like that. Literally, I'm just making it smaller because this is still a 1 hour setup, okay? Now, let's look to the right-hand side and see if that lined up. That lined up perfectly. It literally lined up perfectly, but we're on a 15-minute chart. Let's go to the 5-minute and see if we can make this zone even smaller. Let's go. Okay, now if I'm looking at the zone, we'll only focus on this price action, because this zone is still the 1 hour zone. So if I'm looking at this candle right there, let me zoom in. If I'm looking at this right here, only thing I can do is scoop that up a little bit on that doji right there. So everything is balanced out. There's no gaps in this zone no more. Now let's look and see how precise this is. You feel what I'm saying? Literally, it just taps the box. Literally, like this is the zone. This is literally the zone. Literally. Now, if you get an aggressive right here, your stop loss got to be above here. But this is UJ, so this may not be a lot. That's 7 pips. Let's just say 8. So you need to be aiming for 16 pips if you get an aggressive. But 16 pips is literally right here. And we got gaps that's down here. So that can really turn into like a 1 to 5, 1 to 6 easy if you get in aggressive. But, oh my bad. But this is literally what I would do. Okay. 1 hour supply, going to the 15-minute to scale down. Do I see more gaps? Yes or no? Okay, no. Let me go to 5. Let me scale down and see if I can make the zone smaller on the 5. If I'm not comfortable with making my zone smaller, I need to see some type of another supply after it taps the zone. So right here, after it tapped the zone, say if I miss this first trigger, here go another supply right here. It's literally another supply sitting right here with the gap right there. And you could just take that one, take that sale. You know what I'm saying? So it just really depends. Are you comfortable with scaling down on the 1 hour 15 to the 5, or you just want to just wait until it touch a 1 hour supply zone and just see another identical setup on the 5-minute? It's really just up to you, bro. Like, it's really just what is working with you. But you got to do the back test. You still got to back test this type of stuff, because if you're not confident in taking this stuff live, like when we be like seeing setups, are you really gonna take this sale? Like, you know what I'm saying? If you see one pair throwing a demand and another a supply, which is the same pair, do you take any of them? Example, EU demand, EJ supply. Okay, for one, I don't trade EJ, but like say if like GU and GJ, like say GJ have a demand and GU have a supply, and I think that actually happened. One was a win, the other one was a loss. They both was dropping. Honestly, I would say just pick one. I would say pick one, because I think that trade that we took on GU, GJ ended up being the loser. So pick one pair. Like, that's why I say, like, when you're picking identical pairs that move the same, it's tough. Like indices and Forex pairs is just completely different. Like, I have SPX and NAS, they move the same, but most of the time they're going to go in the same direction. It just one of those may reach the supply zone and the other one may not. You feel what I'm saying? But when it comes to GJ and GU, they don't really be moving the same like that sometimes. You feel me? So you wouldn't have just taken that last bullish before the drop. What do you mean the last bullish? It's only 2 ways to get in this. You can take the break right here. You can take this break right here, or you can wait for it to tap into that supply zone that left that gap and sell right here. That's it. Do you ever trade one pair only? I've been thinking about just only trading NAS, but when it comes to trading one pair, you ain't gonna get us up every single day. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? And I trade it like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So I'm already not trading Wednesday. And you feel me? I can't really focus on one pair. Is it possible that when you send the trade ideas, add if you are entering aggressive or conservative? I don't know, bro. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know. Because that's tough, because I'm making split decisions on a 5-minute. I can't just be like I can change my mind and be like, okay, I don't want to get aggressive, and then I get aggressive anyway. But by that time, when the 5-minute, it can just take off, and then, oh damn, like you didn't let us know. So that's why I leave it up to y'all, man. Like it's hard because I'm on a 5-minute. If we was on a 15-minute, we got time to think. If we was on 30-minute, we got time to think. Okay, should I do that? We don't have time to be thinking. You just got to make a decision. We're on a 5-minute. And it'd be even more crucial if it was on a 1-minute. Say you see two setups. Say you see 2 setups at one time. Do you like to take both of them at once, or only the outcome of that trade? No, okay. So say if NAS 100 have a supply and SPX have a supply, I'm only picking one because I don't want to lose twice. You know what I'm saying? Like they move the same and they're literally occurring at the same time. I don't want to lose twice. I just don't. So I'm going to pick one of those. I'm only going to pick one. Like that's it. Like I'm only going to pick one. That's why I don't really like pairs that correlated, that move the same, because just as much as you won, say if NAS and SPX won, you can lose those both setups at the same time. So it's just like, I don't really like doing that, trading the same pair and they move the same and the setup look identical. Like it's just not what's up, bro. Yeah, but yeah. Okay, so that's what I want to say. Getting in aggressive is definitely by choice. Okay. Understand your win rate. The win rate will drop. I gotta emphasize that because I know like next week everybody gonna be trying to get in aggressive. I lost. What's going on, bro? Me personally, I don't get in aggressive every single setup. I just won't do that. Certain setups don't be looking right. I'll be like, no, let me just wait for the break. So your win rate will drop. Your risk reward will go up. That's the pro. That's the major pro of getting aggressive. Your win rate will be crazy. 1 to 2s, 1 to 3s, 1 to 5. I think one of us got like a 1 to 5 on that GU trade that we took on Thursday. I think it was Thursday, like 1 to 5. Like that's covered. That just covered 5 losses. You feel what I'm saying? So the risk reward is just super key, but understand that just getting in just super hot like that, it comes with cons, man. It comes with cons. Not a good idea. Everyone should trade based on their own account. Exactly. Like people this is another thing. People that's trying to get funded. Are you sure you want to get in aggressive? And how much are you getting in every setup? Are you getting in on a 0.5 or like a 0.5%? Or are you getting in on 1%? Because again, you may lose 3 setups and then that one trade that won was a 1 to 5 and you're up 2%, but you just lost 3% because you just lost 3 trades in a row. Like shit like that. Are you okay with that? Like, because people be DMing me talking about, oh man, I'll be going for like 1 to 7s, 1 to 5s, with smart money concepts or whatever, but I'm losing a lot. I mean, bro, like it's the risk rewards is covering the losses. So you have to be okay with losing if you want to get in aggressive. Like that's just what it is. That's literally what it is. Like there's no way around it. I saw when SPX and supply NAS didn't, if I choose something lose, because NAS want to reach supply, it happened to me. And, yeah, you're gonna have to choose when it comes to SPX and NAS. Okay, but anybody got any last questions though? I hope I kind of cleared up the aggressive entries, like the break of the candle. I mean, not break a candle, break a structure. Where's the 200 EMA? Okay, How big is your zone? Have you measured your zone? Did you accept the risk of how big your stop loss will be if you're getting in aggressive? Okay. And at the end of the day, you should never go for a 1-to-1 if you're getting in aggressive. No cap. I don't want to hear it. Like, oh, I close early. No, bro. No. If you're getting in aggressive, no. Because your next couple of trades may be losers. So you need to get a bigger RR when you do get a dub. Why did you pick GU as an everyday pair? I just like GU. I ain't gonna lie. It's just a good pair that moves in New York session. Like I try to pick pairs that have USD in it. That's why I really don't like GJ like that, because it don't have USD in it. Like we know like major pairs are like manipulated in a way, but it's in its original session, which is New York session. So it's gonna have some type of volume, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I hope y'all written down like some notes or something as far as like these aggressive entries, because next week, like I'm sending out the trades and stuff like that. Please don't just take every single setup and get in aggressive. Like understand the risk that you're choosing. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk, man. But that's all I got on this webinar, man. Like y'all got no more questions. That's about it, man. What would be the 5 best pairs for supply and demand? Honestly, man, he said blown accounts on the way, bro. That's why I had to push that really at the beginning of this webinar. Like your win rate would drop, bro, but your risk reward would go up. You got to understand that. It's 200 EMA. The best pair as far as supply and demand, in my opinion, would definitely be NAS. Honestly, I want to put EU on there. Because just because I took it off don't mean EU don't be hitting like that. All USD is decent, but it likes to not tap your zone and then take off. Because Friday's trade, I called out all USD, but then I just got tired of looking at it. And I'm like, okay, I'm good. And then it finally tapped. But then some of y'all say it never tapped on your chart. So I feel like Euro USD should definitely be up there as far as like a good pair to trade supply and demand. So I'll probably say Euro USD, NAS 100, SPX for sure. People be saying gold, but listen, y'all got gold, bro. Like I'm not even about to debate that. Like y'all can have gold, I'm good. Your gold is just a different beast itself. I would probably say, would I say GU? Honestly, GU be having this run. So definitely GU, NAS, SPX, EU, and the 5th one, I would probably say, do y'all trade US 30? I feel like US 30 be having solid supply and demand. It's just a super volatile pair. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like US 30 is really great with supply and demand. All USD, no, GU is solid. It's very solid. Because people in the group be scared to touch a US 30 because it's so volatile. But I'll be back testing it and it be hitting. I just won't touch it. But it's just, I'll be like, damn, that just went for 200 pips. Like crazy shit like that. Like it just be going crazy. But I mean, okay, we're just gonna put all USD on it. We're just gonna say all USD. So NAS 100, SPX, GU, EU, and I would just say like all USD, something like that. But GU is definitely like a good forex pair. NAS, like, it's like when I have a bad week and I went on NAS, it just be just like, I just forget about all the losses that I had. I swear. Yeah, DJ, it's just real wishy-washy. That's all I got on this webinar, man. I hope I cleared this up with aggressive buying and selling, man. You need to be very picky, okay? Be picky, man. Don't always take the aggressive selling, aggressive buying. Don't have no FOMO, please, bro. Even if it's leaving the zone, don't just be like, okay, let me just get in. It's leaving the zone, like, and then what if it just go back up? Nah, you just lost. So at the end of the day, I'm not getting in aggressive every single setup. I won't lie to y'all. Like, it be certain setup, nope, waiting for the break. Some setups I'm getting in on. I'm getting in at the zone. So I hope y'all have a good weekend. Next week, it's the same thing over and over. We're taking that. The homework Tuesday, turning the homework Friday. It's new people that was trying to turn in the homework. What was that? like Friday around like 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, bro, I know you're new, but it's just like I get charts all day. Even on Instagram, I'll be getting charts. So it's just like, bro, we just got to just turn homework in on time. You know what I'm saying? Doyle, bro, one question before you leave. What's your tip on me taking my Forex challenge? What's one tip? One tip, definitely try to aim for bigger risk rewards. Have a strict set of your risks per setup. Like understand your risk. Because at the end of the day, if you don't manage your risk properly, you can pass a challenge and then lose an account very easily. So what I found, honestly, like hearing from other people that's funded, the goal is to get multiple, not trading accounts, but multiple accounts of funded accounts, because it's so easy to lose them. So with that being said, if you get a 200K account, ask FTMO, let me break it up into 100K, because you may lose one, but keep the other one and be very conservative. Or another tip I want to say is just aim for super higher risk rewards, man. Like don't try to go for one-on-ones all the time. Like you just said, take your money and dip. No, facts, man. Take your money and dip, man. Yes. When it moves past 101 RR, I move my stop loss. Yes. So sticking to only NAS versus trading 5 pairs, what is best? Me personally, like, it's people in the group that only trade NAS, man. Like, and they be going crazy. So it's really kind of up to you. If you only want to trade NAS, focus on NAS. NAS 100 can literally make you so much money if you just focus on that and nothing else. Like literally, you can make a lot of money just off of NAS. So with that being said, like, but understand, you may not get a setup every single day. You may not get your ideal setup every single day, but it's so many ways to enter the market. Like, in so many ways. But honestly, I would just say, what are you more comfortable with? Do you want to trade every single day, or do you want to focus only on NAS, try to master NAS? Because if you master like NAS, like you're kind of well off. Like you're set. Real talk, like you're set. I dead ass into trade NAS, nothing else. Sometimes maybe GU or GJ. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can do that too, like NAS or GU. Boom, that's it. Like, don't do nothing else. I want to get into energies, but I get confused on the point system. A lot of people get confused on it, man. It's really simple, man. It's super simple. All right, I'm about to end this webinar, man. I hope I gave some clarity as far as these aggressive entries, man. Please, man. The people that's going to be getting in aggressive, please, man, control your risk. Don't go full margin, man. It's somebody that's going to do some crazy stuff. I already know. And they're going to DM me, bro, I'm down, bro. What I did, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, man. Don't be going in crazy, man, because you're trying to get a 1-13 risk reward. And you just lost 5 trades before that. Like, no, man. Like, get in, control your risk. At the end of the day, like, if you can't control your risk, all these wins don't matter. None of these wins that we got last week, it just don't matter if you don't know how to control your risk. I swear. You like that trade that people took on GU, as far as that supply setup. That shit ran for like a 1-6. Like, it never touched my zone, but people that had that let me go to it before I get off. I'm about to go to that, and I'm about to get off. Let me go to it real quick. This supply right here. This ran for at least like a 1-6. Like, this literally ran for like a 1-6. It was just running. Now, say the next day you just went for like something crazy. That whole win right there, gone. No, sir, bro. Keep the same risk every single time. Like, I'm literally trading the same thing. 30 lots on Forex pairs, 9 lots on NAS. It's the same thing every single time. I'm never changing it. I'm literally never changing it, bro. So, all right, that's all I got, man. I hope you have a good weekend, man. I'll see y'all in the chat Monday, bro. Bro, let's just keep getting better, bro. Like, back test this weekend. Like, I'm back testing this weekend. Like, I'm about to go crazy. Like, I'm going to upload on YouTube a couple hours. RIP to the intro. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm just going to do a lot of back testing this weekend. I ain't really doing too much. So, y'all have a good weekend, man. Let's just keep getting better. What's the new intro? I don't know. We just going to see. But, all right, man, I'm going, man.